Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm gonna try and break down how car flipping works and how I would do it if I was a beginner in 2025. So let's get to the whiteboard and let's just start with the whole thing. So I prepared a bit, as you can see, and let's begin at step one. Step one is finding a good car. Now, when you're starting with finding a good car, you have to ask yourself, what do actually people need? What cars are in demand? What type of car does sell faster than that type of car? So try to find a problem and find a solution with the car. So let's say, for example, let's say I'm from the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, registering a car is really expensive. The bigger the engine, the more you pay for the road taxes and stuff like that. So in the Netherlands, smaller cars are selling way more than bigger cars. If I was in the Netherlands, I would try to find smaller cars with smaller engines that are reliable in order to flip them as fast as possible. Then there's the next question. Where should I find a car? Where do I look for a car? And when you're a beginner, you don't have a company, so a lot of places for buying cars automatically don't count for you, so you'll use local websites. These local websites are of course different in each city, each country, and what you should do on this local website is I usually download Mozilla Firefox, which is an app that nobody uses anymore, and I open up a few tabs of this local website and I input, let's say I want to buy a Kia Picanto. I put on one tab Kia Picanto, and another tab Audi Q5, and another tab Audi A4, BMW 3 Series. And I just try to refresh those sites as many times as possible in order to be the first one that sees a new flip. And let's say, bam, you find a flip, you find a good car. John posted a BMW 3 Series 2020 a few minutes ago. And you see the price is, let's say, 2K below average price. What do? You call him immediately and you say, I want to come and check out the car. Now, here's the good and the bad part. If you have time, you can go right away. If you don't have time, someone will probably outwork you in this case and buy the car before you do. So if you're the first one and you go check out the car, then bam, you won because you're the first one and you can always lowball the price and get it at a better price. And that's how you buy a car with local website. And you do the same process. Let's say if you're in Europe, you can use mobile.d or Auto Scout. So use this website if you see that local websites don't have anything and nothing is happening, or maybe if the competition is so big in your local area that you cannot come to getting a good deal because there's always somebody faster. Use these ones and repeat the same process like I said before. And then you also have the mother of all mothers, and it's Facebook Marketplace. I usually use this one for buying and for selling cars because you can also post the car there and probably sell them really fast. You can also even use advertising and sell them even faster, and it's pretty much really easy. You just pay a few euros a day and you can get the car listed higher. And yeah, use all of these three sites and you'll find a good deal in no time. It's pretty much that simple. And when you're beginning, usually the budgets are not as high as people tend to believe they're gonna be. So what I would suggest to you is do not exceed cars above 10K. And why is that so? Because when you're a beginner, you do not have options of selling the car with financing unless you know somebody who can arrange that for you. You do not have time to wait until the car sells. So usually when you sell more expensive cars, let's say above 30K, they don't usually sell in a few days unless the deal is really good. And you want to keep this range because most people buy cars to this range and less people buy cars to 100K range. So keep this in mind while searching cars and actually finding the car, finding the problem and trying to find the solution. And bam, you found the car on, let's say, Facebook Marketplace. It's 8K and the car is worth around 10.5K. So the car is listed for 8K. Average price is 10.5K. Now, usually when you find deals that are already way below market prices, it's a bit weird because you don't know, is there anything wrong with the car or does the person just need the money urgently? So what do? You just call the guy selling it. It's just that simple. And you go check out the car. When going to check out a car, always keep in mind that you have to be ready to leave. So always take cash and always be ready to leave if the car is not given to you by lower price. So when you come to the car, what do you need to do? You have to check all fluids, you have to check oil, you have to check cooling liquid or antifreeze we call it. And once you check all of those stuff, check for rust, check if the car has been welded, if it's been damaged. Check out all of this stuff in order to make sure that you do not buy a car that's been in an accident. What you can also do is use Carvertical or some type of website like that to ensure that the mileage is good and that the car hasn't been in an actual accident, because accidents sometimes can be covered up so nicely that you won't even notice. So after you've done this and you realize the car is okay, usually if you find a car that's cheap, below market price, you already know that he won't give it to you even cheaper. So always try to at least remove minus 500 euros. And if he's not giving it to you and the deal is still really good, try to remove at least 100, 200 euros. And you already know he's gonna do that because nobody is gonna be a piece of shit for 100 euros. Like every single person will remove that 100 euros and you're gonna be as well as you thought. So let's say he doesn't remove 500 euros, he removes 100 euros. And you get the car for 7.9 thousand euros. And that's a good price because you're gonna sell it for 10.5. And bam, you got a good profit, man. You got a good profit. What's this? The profit is 2.6K, if my math is right, don't judge me. So let's say you make 2.5K. Let's put it a bit down. So here comes the next part. You bought the car, you have the car, and you have to prepare the car. So preparing the car is the most important step of all steps, because you can find the best deal humanly possible, but if you do not know how to advertise your car and put the car online in a way that it would get attention, you did nothing. So you have to prepare the car. This is one of the most important steps ever. So what do we do when preparing a car? We clean the car. So cleaning the car. There's more ways you can actually implement cleaning the car. You can either try to do it yourself, but in my experience, cleaning yourself, if you're not actually experienced in that area, it will not be as good as you think. Maybe if you watch a couple of tutorials on how to clean vehicles, then yeah, maybe you can get to that part, but otherwise, usually no go. Then we have second thing. So let's say you do not know how to clean the car yourself. You pay someone to clean it for you. Usually car detailers take around 50 to 100 euros per car for cleaning. And the car actually looks 10 times better. Anyway, you did the cleaning process. Now we come to the pictures process. Pics are really important because they're the first thing the client sees. Even before the descriptions, pictures are what you're gonna see. So if you want, you can check out a video. We already made a video about how to make pictures of vehicles, and I will add it in the link below so you can check out. And you can see exactly how the picture should be done in order to look professional and make the car look as best as possible. Then you have another thing. So you did the good pictures, you did everything, and you have to make the description. So right before we talked about Carvertical, checking the history. Use that Carvertical when doing an ad. So usually Carvertical will input the mileage history for you. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, depends on the car. So if you will have the mileage history, copy those numbers and put them into the description. If you have some service history, input that service history and combine the two, so the client buying the car will automatically gain more trust because you're showing the odometer by the years, by the services and everything. So that will gain you a whole lot of trust and you will look way different than the competition. So you did this, and you posted the car online. Now, when posting a car online, you always have to make sure that you post it on social media, on local website, and on Facebook Marketplace. When you do that and you actually accomplish pretty nicely, you can also use some ads and stuff like that, but that's not necessary. Usually you don't even have to do that. So let's say you've done this too. We come to the next phase, becoming a master salesman. Now, this is a pretty hard phase because a lot of people think that selling a car is easy, but when you receive your first ever client for the first ever car you bought, you get some kind of rush, like an adrenaline rush, like an anxiety rush. And it's actually real. Like when the first client comes, you're like, damn, the client is coming, like you're nervous, you want to do the best job possible, and it gets easier through time. So it's not that hard, but you have to remember, just be kind, be professional, offer clients help, explain the engine to them, explain the services, the car, explain every single additional feature the car has, like Android, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, four-wheel steering, air suspension, whatever the car has. Just explain it as much as possible. We'll show them that the car is actually really, really, really good and better than the whole competition. So another thing you have to know about becoming a master salesman is time spent on being a salesman does not actually equal experience. And I will explain why, because it sounds really weird. You could be a salesman for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and I can still come with my 2 to 3 years of experience and I can beat you. Because usually it doesn't matter how long you've been doing something, it matters how you have been doing it. So it matters how much actual effort you put into this. So don't be afraid. Like I've seen a lot of people and I've met a lot of people that are young and started selling, it doesn't matter what, real estate, cars, watches, doesn't even matter what. They're like, yeah, but I'm young, I don't have the experience, I think people will not take me serious. Like, no, just don't be like that. Everything you do is decided by you. Everything is decided by your mind. So don't let fear take over your action. Because I have seen so many people not even start because of fear. So don't let fear take over action, because then you're completely fucked. Simple as that. So a client calls, potential client. The client wants to see the car. When the clients show up, always make sure that the car is clean, that the car is in mint condition, that you maybe did some services, maybe swapped oil, maybe did something. Always make sure that the car smells good. That's also important. So that's why I always buy, there's like some perfume concentrate. It costs like €5. €5, and you can mix it with water. It's meant of course for that, and you can make like 25 liters of it. And good luck using 25 liters. For me it runs for about 2 years. So €5 is actually a good investment for this. And when the client comes, try to be as professional as possible. But here's the next phase. Usually, treating a client. Treating a client is different for each client. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because some clients are nice, some clients are arrogant, some clients are mean. And usually, if the client is nice, which usually happens, it's okay, you just return it with kindness and it's done. But when the client is arrogant or mean, don't be kind to them, because they will just continue. You just have to show them who's the boss. You just have to sit them down and be like, look, I'm selling this car, I don't care if you don't buy it. A lot of other guys have called me, I have 3 more clients coming today, I really don't care if you don't buy it. And usually this works on arrogant clients. I know, it's kind of hard being rude like this, but sometimes you just have to be, because this type of people that are arrogant and rude will just keep on stepping on you until they make you feel like the car is not worth pennies. And I have had clients like this when I started with cars that would like, they were buying a car that's 7 years old, and they were treating it as it's supposed to be a brand new car from the salon. And that's why you always need to explain to the clients, like, look, this is not a brand new car. This car is, let's say, 6, 7, 8, 10 years old. You cannot expect the car to be in a condition that it was probably when it was new back in 2000, whatever. So I always explain this to clients because you have to have self-respect. Otherwise, the clients will just hop on you and lowball the price, and they will completely ruin the whole experience for you, and you'll probably not even continue the business. So the clients decided to buy the car. You did everything professionally. You even offered them guidance with servicing the car. You even offered them the option to call you in a few months if it's needed for maybe some mentoring towards servicing, maybe getting them a cheaper price on oil or maybe something like that. So always help them out, always be kind, always take their phones, input it into, like, register the number, keep in contact with them, because one happy client will bring you 10 new clients, and it always happens for me. So if one guy buys a car, he will bring his wife, daughter, cousin, grandma, whatever, and you will sell, because of one good experience, you will sell 10 good cars. And you sold the car. What now? Well, just reinvest and repeat the whole process. Reinvest, 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 until you come to the point that you have an actual huge business or an actual car salon. And the best thing about it is that you can use, of course, we made this specifically for cars, but you can use this tactic for anything. Real estate, clothing line, perfume line, drop shipping, digital drop shipping, any single thing, because the process of sale is always the same. It's just made different in the way it's sold. Maybe it's online, maybe it's in real life, but the thing is always the same. You always have to make the client satisfied, and you always have to make the clients feel like they're getting the best deal ever. And yeah, that's it. Use this and I think you'll be alright.